Holy cow. So as you guys saw from time lapse, guy said he was killed last year with the snow because he didn't have one. He didn't think he would ever need a snowblower, but now he decided he was going to get one because he figured if he bought it in the summer, the prices would be really low. And so while I had it listed for $275, he offered me $200. So of course I would have taken it easily, $200. I would love to get $200 for it, right? I kind of pulled his chain a little bit. I played the game. I went, I don't know, man. I dropped it $75. You know, you can kind of meet me a little bit, right? I'm buying you dinner, you buy me lunch, right? So how about $225? And he goes, yeah, that's fair. So $225. Just that little acting game got me $25 extra in like 10 seconds. You know what I mean? So you have to do the acting game just a little bit. So that's what he gave me, $225. For a snowblower in June? Absolutely. Guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Mowers. Good morning. Cloudy, and it looks like it's just drizzling some rain. We might get some. We need it for the lawns. Anyway, this is a old Craftsman 6 horsepower Briggs quantum engine, front self-propelled, that I got for free. That's right, free, from my new friend Alan, who lives in Melville. He's a new subscriber, and instead of him listing this for like 20 bucks as is on Craigslist, he donated to the channel for content as well as, well, if we get this started, money. Anyway, it's a decent mower. It's old. It almost looks like one of those Eager ones that they made a million of, which I've had 100,000 of. Almost. It has a old bag, needs some attention, but I think I might have another bag that's in better shape. The throttle cable for the, you know, speed of the engine, which you really don't need because you always want just one speed for this, you know. That's DONESKI, so we'll probably just remove the throttle cable altogether. The bail handle cable is broken, which is why he zip tied this over here so that the brake is disengaged from the ground. The oil I just checked, it's full, but way over full. It's full by about half. So if the full mark is here and the add mark is here, the line is over here. So it's got too much oil in it. It's good oil though. Has a glistening look of some gas in here, but not a lot. Wheels are all in good shape. It is front self-propelled, and I think Alan told me that it works. The big deal here is you got a pull cable that is done. So number one, you're not going to be able to pull start this. I guess you could, but not properly, right? It's already zip tied here, but what we're going to make sure is we're going to pull this all the way so that we make sure that it's not grounded, so that that magneto is not killed. And then we're going to fix this pull rope, and we're going to try to start it. You know what? Let's try to start it now.
So the first thing we're going to do here now, see, is we're going to use these channel locks, see? We're going to try to pull this real close together.
You guys know who I am or no? The younger generation definitely doesn't know who that is. Anyway, so as you can see, he has the zip tie there, right? But it's still not completely off the kill. You see what I'm saying? There's still a lot of play there, right? So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna going to try to clamp this together. You know what? I'm going to cut this zip tie because it's in the way. In the way. I've removed the cable altogether because it's not going to work no matter what. So I put it like this. Oh, now I just messed it up. But you know what I mean? We're going to manually pull this together. That wants to slip off. Okay, that's good. So now we know that it's off the ground because it's at its extreme level. So as you can see, we're mimicking the fact that it's the bail handle is being engaged, right? We're just gonna pull it. It is a primer, so let's prime it a little bit. Like I said, there is some fuel in here, but not a lot. This is at start, so let's give it a couple of pulls and see. Okay, that's good news. So all we need is a bail handle brake cable and fix the recoil starter. As you saw, self-propulsion works, and as you can see, the throttle doesn't work. So we're going to remove the throttle cable and just manually have this at a correct RPM during regular operation. So let's take this apart. Get the recoil starter off. I have a bunch of quantum recoil starters in the back that are not auto choke. So maybe we, instead of having to mess with the pull rope, we can just put a new recoil starter in there that has a complete pull rope and everything. Now my biggest challenge is probably gonna be the cable. Short of buying one, it's the kind that you have to screw that attaches to that throttle that I'm about to remove. So I mean, I have a bunch of really basic bail handle brake cables, but they're really short, and being that this is on this side of the engine, it has to make the turn and go to the right side of the bail handle as opposed to the normal left side. So that's going to take a longer cable to reach up there. Also, I don't know if the holes are drilled for that specific length, you know what I mean, where you put the module into the hole and it clamps onto the handle. I don't know if that'll work. We're going to just remove this recoil starter, and it's 2 3/8 over here after removing the shroud. Have to remove this, which is 5/16. Then there's one over here for the dipstick. Dipstick?
Cletus, you know what you are? You're a dipstick. A 14-karat dipstick.
Move the dipstick to the, bend it to the left or off, and then you can get to the remaining 2 3/8 bolts in the back that holds the recoil starter in the rear. And then the recoil starter should just come off. And there it is. There's the recoil starter. Now I'm going to go in the back and I dread going to the back because I've got these pine bushes that are like leaned up right next to the lousy shed that's broken down. I gotta crawl in between there, and I get pin needles in my hair and back of my neck, down my shirt, scratches my skin and all that from the branches. I really should do some trimming over there. But anyway, these Quantum recoil starters, there are different cutouts for each model. There are like 3 or 4 different kind of cutouts that I've seen. Like on the right side of the recoil starter, the auto choke kind, is a big square cutout right here where it doesn't have that, and that leaves room for the air vane auto choke mechanism. So you couldn't use one of those. I guess you could because this doesn't have it, but I'm pretty sure I have one with this exact cutout. So I'm gonna go in the back and look. So I just went in the backyard. I'm covered with pin needles and I'm scratching and itching all over. Anyway, I had a few of them, but I found this one with a really good recoil starter. And as you can see from the left side of the recoil starter, they both look identical. Well, not exactly identical. This one's a little longer than this one here. And on the other side, it's not identical, but the cutout is bigger than the one we need. So it's different if maybe this square part wasn't cut out and this was solid. That wouldn't work because the metal would be getting in the way of why this was cut out. But because this is cut out even more, you shouldn't have a problem. So I'm just going to try this one. I believe this is for an auto choke one. I have a few, and this also pulls very well. Has a good pull handle, rope up to the stopper here, pulls all the way, and has good tension. So that's why I chose this one. Also, if you look at the pawls, they'll come out normally, and when you release, goes back in and retracts. So this is a good recoil starter. It is cut out a little differently here, but let's see if it just fits. Stick this one through there, and there shouldn't be anything that gets in the way because it's cut out more than what you need. I think it's on there. No, it's not. So I think it's the right one. It fits. That extra large cutout didn't matter, as I suspected. Just gonna put the 2 3/8 in the back. Two in the front, and they match up just perfectly and doesn't bind anywhere yet. You can see over here, I got a couple of old handles from 2 other lawnmowers that I've had, and one of them has a good cable, almost new, and I'm gonna see if that's long enough to reach where I need it to go. If not, I'll have to adapt it to get it to go. I have to get up at the dipstick one. Two more. These are 5/16. 5/16 very common for lawnmowers. There we go. Like I said, this cable doesn't work, throttle cable, so I'm just going to remove it. Z-bend. And then you can just control the throttle this way, you know what I mean? You can bend it so that it stays there at an RPM that you're happy with. And what I recall when we had it started is, it was right around here. So you can just move it with your hand, you know what I mean? You don't need this cable. I'm going to remove this one here, this throttle that controls it. As you can see, you're moving it and it doesn't move. So it's disengaged or busted right here, see? So this cable is... I'm going to remove it, 7/16. Channel locks on one side, 7/16 on the other. This whole thing should just come off. And this is also on the same side. This bolt also holds the bail candle cable. I don't think I'm going to save this for anything, so I'm going to keep the bolt. I'm going to chuck out the cable. Maybe I'll keep the lever. Cut the zip ties over here. Damn, I just never have a good pair of side cutters, you know? So as you can see, we've removed the cable from the bail handle. As you can see, it's all messed up here. This is only like $9 on eBay. It'll take a week to get here. Throttle cable you really don't need, and as you can see, that's the reason why it won't work. But the lever still does, you know, but the cable's just bad. I guess I could try to fix this, but nobody really uses that throttle cable anyway. Not for a push lawnmower, you know. Now I'm going to look at this. There's a good cable here, but I question whether or not it's long enough. It's pretty short, you know. So we're going to remove this off of this handle. And I should try to use something so it won't break it. And holy cow! Much to my surprise, the cable that I thought was going to be too short is more than ample. I think we're in business. Could use a little oil there. But look, it disengages the brake fully. Sweet. It's got kind of squeaks. I'm going to use some Toolbox Buddy from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Same thing with WD-40. I'm going to extend the wire. So that it coats when the wire goes in to the housing, and then release. Still makes a sound. Has to make its way all the way in. As long as it's smooth, it'll be all right. Prime it a little bit, and let's test it out. Huh. Now I'm going to start. Apparently it'll only start when it's like at low throttle. Or not. Let's put it on regular throttle again. Prime it. Okay, so it only starts when you prime it. So we might have to take apart the carburetor and clean it a little, which I'm not surprised, you know. We clean it a little, but the starting circuit might be better. Usually when you run it a bit, it'll smooth out, even though it surges a little. But let's clean up that carburetor anyway. Take a look at least. So you saw from time lapse, I did a quick and dirty, and it primes really well now. And it runs really well now too. But I'll tell you what, you know what kind of prevents it from starting correctly sometimes? It's probably the overfilling of the oil. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna. It's good oil, but it's overfilled. Actually, not too bad. Look at my fingernail. That's the full line. And it's just a smidgen over. Not too bad, actually. I'll leave it. It's fine. So that's it. So I just shined it up a little bit just to wipe down, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about the scratches and the rust. It's an old mower. But it's in pretty good shape. Wheels are in good shape. Everything else is fine. Except for this bagger. This bagger is DONESKI over here. This is pretty bad. Believe it or not, I have another bagger just like it. I'm gonna go to the back and get it and see if it's better. Okay, just went to the backyard. Got the same bagger, same kind. That's not damaged in the corners. A little rubbed, but way better than the other one. Like I said, perfect match. So not bad, right? I thought it was gonna be a nightmare, right? But fortunately, I had a brake cable that fits perfectly. Clean the carburetor, doing a quick and dirty just to get rid of some debris. Remove the throttle cable and fix the recoil starter. So now this thing is ready for sale. It is a bagger with a self-propulsion, good wheels. It is old, but I think I'm gonna put it up for $165. Take as much or as little as $125. I mean, it is a high wheel bagger and self-propulsion, you know, decent. Thanks a lot for joining me on today's episode. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Mr. Tecumseh here, and we'll see you next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video, and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as, if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowers and blowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.